Jey Uso to quit WWE, citing backstage frustration, reunion with OG Bloodline, 4 directions for the YEET Master after losing the Intercontinental title. The YEET Master's next move could shake WWE to its core. Jey Uso's journey through WWE has been nothing short of explosive, but his most recent setback may have fans wondering what's next. On the latest episode of Monday Night Raw, Jey Uso lost his Intercontinental Championship to Bron Breakker, but the real story lies in what happened behind the scenes. The Bloodline's interference, including a brutal attack from Fatu, cost Jey the title and set the stage for a potentially massive shift in his WWE career. Now that Jey Uso no longer holds the Intercontinental title, fans are left speculating, what's next for the former right-hand man of Roman Reigns' bloodline? Could this defeat push Jey to the breaking point? Will he quit WWE again? Or will we see a shocking reunion with the OG Bloodline? Here are 4 potential directions for Jey Uso after this stunning turn of events. Number 4. Jey Uso might quit WWE in frustration. Again, Jey Uso has walked away from WWE before, and with everything going on right now, it wouldn't be a surprise if he does it again. The frustration is understandable. Jey's been caught in the middle of a bitter family feud for over a year, and after working his way up to become the Intercontinental Champion, it's the very same family that contributed to his downfall. This isn't the first time Jey has faced a breaking point. Fans will remember that in August of last year, Jey Uso quit WWE after taking down both Jimmy Uso and Roman Reigns in one of the most emotional moments in recent WWE history. He declared that he was done with all the drama and chaos that came with being part of the Bloodline. The weight of family expectations was simply too much to bear. Now, history might repeat itself. With his loss to Bron Breakker and the betrayal from Fatu and Solo Sikoa, Jey may decide that enough is enough. The Bloodline saga has once again enveloped his career, and quitting WWE might be the only way for Jey to escape the toxic family drama. If Jey does walk away, it likely wouldn't be permanent. WWE fans know that Jey Uso's returns are always met with massive reactions, and a brief hiatus could set the stage for a thunderous comeback down the line. This time, however, Jey's return could involve a whole new attitude, one free from the shackles of the Bloodline. Number 3. Jey Uso could decide to leave Raw altogether. Another possible direction for Jey Uso is for him to make the bold decision to leave Monday Night Raw. The chaotic environment on the Red brand has clearly taken its toll on Jey, and Adam Pearce's failure to control the show may be the final straw. Let's face it, Adam Pearce dropped the ball. If he had enforced better control during Jey's Intercontinental Championship match, Solo Sikoa's faction wouldn't have been able to interfere, and Jey might still be holding the title. It was Pearce's lack of authority that allowed the Bloodline's chaos to spill over into Jey's match, costing him everything he worked so hard to achieve. Jey Uso leaving Raw would be a massive move, but it wouldn't be without precedent. Superstars switch brands all the time, and if Jey feels that Monday Night Raw is no longer the right place for him, he might just decide to jump ship to SmackDown, or even explore the possibility of going to NXT for a fresh start. A change of scenery could give Jey the space he needs to refocus and rebuild his career away from the toxic influence of the Bloodline. Plus, if Jey decides to leave Raw, it could set up an epic feud with Adam Pearce himself. Fans have seen WWE officials get involved in storylines before, and Jey calling out Pearce for his failure to control the chaos could lead to an interesting power struggle between the two. Number 2. A rematch with Bron Breakker at Crown Jewel 2024. In WWE, losing a title often means one thing, a rematch clause. While not always officially acknowledged, it's common for former champions to demand a second shot at the title they lost. With Crown Jewel 2024 right around the corner, this could be the perfect opportunity for Jey Uso to get his revenge on Bron Breakker. The loss of the Intercontinental Championship is still fresh, and Jey could use this frustration to fuel his desire for a rematch. After all, the interference from Fatu and Solo Sikoa was the key reason why Jey lost in the first place. Without their involvement, it's entirely possible that Jey could have retained his title. Crown Jewel is one of WWE's biggest international events, and having a high-profile rematch between Jey Uso and Bron Breakker would add even more excitement to an already stacked card. Plus, if Jey is able to focus solely on his opponent without the distraction of the Bloodline, he might just be able to reclaim the championship. This scenario also presents the possibility for Jey to finally distance himself from the Bloodline storyline. After all, how long can he continue to be dragged down by family drama? A clean rematch with Bron Breakker would allow Jey to move forward in his career without constantly looking over his shoulder. Number 1. Reunion with the OG Bloodline, Roman Reigns and Jey Uso. One of the most intriguing possibilities is the potential reunion of Jey Uso with the OG Bloodline, Roman Reigns and Jey Uso. The seeds for this reunion have already been planted. On SmackDown last week, Jey was seen smiling at Jimmy, a clear indication that the tension between the twin brothers is starting to fade. While Jey and Roman have been at odds for over a year, the chaos caused by Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu's Bloodline faction might just be the thing that brings them back together. Jey's loss of the Intercontinental title wasn't just a personal defeat. It was another blow dealt by Solo's faction, the very group that tore the Bloodline apart in the first place. Reuniting with Roman Reigns and Jey Uso would give Jey the chance to fight back against Solo's faction and reclaim the family legacy that has been tarnished by their actions. This reunion would be monumental for WWE fans, as it would bring together the original members of the Bloodline for the first time in months. Of course, this reunion wouldn't come without its complications. Jey's past issues with Roman are still unresolved, and there's no telling how long the peace would last between the two. But with a common enemy in Solo Sikoa's faction, the original Bloodline might just be able to put their differences aside long enough to take back what's theirs. Conclusion: the YEET Master's future in WWE is uncertain, but it's definitely exciting. No matter which path Jey Uso chooses, one thing is clear: his future in WWE is as unpredictable as ever. Whether he decides to quit WWE in frustration, leave Raw, demand a rematch with Bron Breakker, or reunite with Roman Reigns and Jey Uso, Jey's next move will undoubtedly have major implications for the entire WWE landscape. As the former Intercontinental Champion looks to rebound from his recent loss, fans will be on the edge of their seats, waiting to see what the YEET Master does next. One thing is for sure: Jey Uso's story is far from over, and the WWE Universe is in for a wild ride. Will we see a more determined and focused Jey Uso, or will the chaos of the Bloodline continue to drag him down? Only time will tell.
Heartbeats crash, collide, lost control, no time. Fire, so fate unchained, pushing past the pain. Let you